Welcome back. We're looking at writing and presenting, and our focus has been explanations and directions. I want to focus a little bit more closely on something we've talked about in all the segments, which is the use of logical connectors. Logical connectors are used to join or connect two ideas. The ideas can be linked by time, reason and purpose, opposition and/or an unexpected result. Opposition, think about it, if you stand opposite somebody, you're looking at that person and that person is looking at you. You are opposite. So some kind of contrast, something that is against what has come before. And I've said there and/or an unexpected result can be a link. You're expecting this, but that happens. You are still linking the ideas. Condition. Condition is if this, then that. Even if this, then that. That's condition, if. Let's just have a look at an example here. To make a mug of tea. This is an explanation about how you make a mug of tea. Fill the kettle with enough water to make a mug of tea for each person. Then turn the kettle on. After the water has boiled, put a little boiling water into the teapot. Next, into the pot, put 1 bag of tea for each person. I want us to look at the logic. I know a number of my students find logic difficult to understand. It is the idea that this happens, then this, then this, then this. Now look at this paragraph. Has the learner tried to link things? Yes, because it's fill the kettle with water. That's 1. We've used this logical connector. That's 2. Then we've got after the water has boiled. So we've got the water here. You turn the kettle on there, and turning the kettle on is going to boil the water. So that's absolutely logical. After the water has boiled, 3, put a little boiling water into the teapot. Then the learner has said next. Next, put in a bag of tea. But in fact, there's a logical problem here. Do you see what it is? I can see that the learner has used links. I can see that the learner has thought about it, but something's gone wrong there. What have we done? We've boiled the kettle and we've put a little bit of boiling water into the teapot. Are you telling me now, with a little bit of water in the teapot, you put the tea bags in? No. Something's been left out in the logic. You've put a bit of water into the teapot, boiling water. You then swirl the boiling water around. You are warming the pot. What do you do with the water? You throw that little bit of water out. Then you put the tea bags in, and then you boil the kettle again and you put boiling water on the tea bags. So do you see? It is logical. The student has tried to put in connectors, but something has gone wrong. So you need to put in something here about warm the pot, throw the water out, and into the warmed pot, put a bag of tea for each person, and then put on the boiling water. Okay, logic a bit clearer. Right. Let's have a look at this. It's an excuse. I was feeling ill because I'd been sitting in the sun for a few hours. So I went to the sick room. However, I still felt terrible. Therefore, I went home. Let's look at the connectors. I was feeling ill because we are providing a reason. Why is the person feeling ill? The person had been sitting in the sun for a few hours. So is telling me, because of this, I'm now telling you what happened as a result. This is now the result. What did I do? I went to the sick room. Now look at the word however. Please notice that after however, when it's used at the beginning of a sentence, there is that comma. What is the however doing? It's acting like but. However, I still felt terrible. So the person's gone to the sick room, and you would expect the person to be feeling a little bit better, but the person is not feeling better. So the however is a contrast. We talked about opposition. What did we expect? Lying in the sick room, you're feeling better, you can maybe go back to class. No. Lying in the sick room, I'm feeling worse. So there's a contrast. It is an opposition. I still felt terrible, therefore, and so I went home. So please look at those connectors. We've talked all the way through about logical connectors. The person marking your work wants to see that you can use those connectors. We've been talking about writing and presenting for grade 10, 11 and 12. We've been talking explanations and directions. And I hope you feel that it's been a productive lesson. From me, bye-bye.